Hello and welcome to a video tutorial on how to report break-open ticket data to the Vermont Department of Liquor and Lottery. I'm Chief Skylar Genest of the Office of Compliance and Enforcement. I'll be helping you navigate the online reporting system today. Let's begin. The online reporting system is web-based and can be accessed by any internet browser. The best way to navigate to the reporting tool is by going to the Division of Liquor Control's website. In the address bar, simply type liquorcontrol.vermont.gov. This will take you to the home page of the Division of Liquor Control. If you scroll to the footer of the web page, down at the bottom, you'll see a link to Nonprofit Registration and Sales Tracking. Click on this link. This will bring you to the reporting tool, which can be directly accessed at https://secure.vermont.gov/DLC/BOTIX. This login page will ask you for a username and password credential. If you've never used the reporting tool before, you will need to register an account by clicking Register Account. The registration page allows you to search already identified nonprofits. We ask that you search for your organization first before registering a new one. You can search for your organization by simply typing into the provided text box. This will search and index all identified nonprofits and give you possible matches. For example, if I type VFW, I'm presented with a listing of all registered VFW posts. Selecting one of these posts will allow me to create a user account for that nonprofit. For example, if I select VFW White River Junction and click Submit, I will be able to again create a user account associated with that VFW post by filling out information such as address, email, and phone information, as well as identifying a username and password combination. By clicking Save Account, I will store the supplied username and password and associate that account with the nonprofit, and in the future allow me to log in with those credentials. We ask that if your nonprofit organization does not populate, that you create a new one and register that nonprofit with the system. For the purposes of today's tutorial, I have registered a fictitious nonprofit identified as the Vermont Liquor Control, and I'll be logging in with credentials I created for that account. Once logged in, I'm presented with four options. I can select Manual Entry, allowing me to enter data via the web browser. I can select Bulk Upload, allowing me to upload a file of multiple entries. I can select View Transactions and see a history of my past submissions. Or I can select Edit and View to see and/or update my account information. Let's start with Manual Entry. Again, this tool allows me to enter one set of break-open ticket data for one game that my organization engaged in play. It begins with a field asking for break-open ticket serial numbers. You can find the serial numbers for each box of break-open tickets either on the box, on the game sheet supplied with the game, or also on the individual tickets themselves, as seen here. All tickets sold in the state of Vermont by distributors are serialized. You can enter multiple serial numbers within this field by separating each serial number with a comma. For today's purposes, I'll only be entering one serial number. The next field is for Date Game Ended. This field is asking for the date that the last ticket was sold for that particular serial number. For today's purposes, I will use today's date in the month, day, year format. The next data field asks for denomination of each ticket. In my example, we used $1 denomination break-open tickets. The next field asks for count. This is the field asking for a total number of tickets per serial number. The next field asks for payout percentage. You can typically find this information again on the box or bag or game sheet that accompanies each set of tickets. For my example today, we can infer the payout percentage as the opposite of profit, and in this case, 75%. The next field asks for distributor name. The distributor name field includes a drop-down list of all licensed distributors in the state of Vermont. As a reminder, it is unlawful to source break-open tickets from anywhere other than a licensed distributor. For today's testing purposes, we'll use a fictitious distributor, VIC. The next fields ask for game manager information. This would be a point of contact that was directly involved in the sale of these break-open tickets. Please fill in all fields with the requisite information. The next question asks if the game manager is, or the tickets were, sold at a licensed liquor establishment. This means that the tickets were sold at a place that is licensed by the Department of Liquor Control and serves beverage alcohol to the public. Simply indicate yes or no to the question provided. The next data field asks for the amount sold. This is the total dollar value generated by the sale of these tickets. The next field asks for the amount received, and this would be the money retained by the nonprofit after payouts and costs. Lastly, the form number is asked for. The form number of any game can be found on the box or game sheet, and in my example is found here, right before the serial number, TP43006. The form number has helped to distinguish games that may or may not reuse a serial number, as is common amongst different manufacturers. Once all data has been entered, I will click Save. The transaction was recorded correctly, and you can see a green success message displayed here. The system has navigated us to our history or our submitted transactions page, and will show a list of all submitted data. We're going to talk more about this page in just a minute, but for now we'll navigate back to the main menu. Let's talk about bulk upload. This feature will allow nonprofits to keep a file containing a collection of break-open ticket data in one location and then submit them as a collection, rather than submitting them by each individual transaction using the manual entry method we just demoed. This should save quite a bit of time for nonprofit organizations that sell many boxes of tickets. Instructions on how to achieve this process are listed here on the bottom of the bulk upload page. The uploaded file must be a valid comma-separated values text file, or a CSV file. Many applications, such as Microsoft Excel or Google Sheets, can create these CSV files. Within the CSV file, the data fields must be ordered in a very particular format and follow this layout: serial, date game ended, denomination, count, payout percentage, distributor ID, name of game manager, manager street address, manager town, manager state, manager zip code, manager phone, manager email, DLC licensee, amount sold, amount received, and form number. There should be 17 columns altogether. And please note, your CSV file should not have headers or any column names. The format would look something like this, but I've taken the liberty to generate a test CSV file to show you what that would look like. As you can see, I used Microsoft Excel to create my test file. I entered each row of data for each individual box or bag of tickets using the prescribed format. As you can see, the first column of the data is serial number, the second column is the date the game ended, and so on. It is important to note that the sixth column of data asks for the distributor ID. This is a numerical ID given to each licensed distributor in the state. To locate the distributor that supplied your tickets, individual ID, you can view the list by clicking Download Distributors on the Bulk Uploads page. This will open up a file and show you the corresponding distributor numerical ID with the licensed distributors in the state. I used the VIC distributor, our fictitious distributor, in my test model as ID 12. Files that do not conform to this particular format will be rejected by the system. Again, most spreadsheet applications such as Excel, Google Sheets, as well as any accounting or inventory management systems are capable of saving files in comma-separated value format. For particular help with CSV files, we ask that you contact IT support for the product that you might use to create it. Once my file is created, I can browse it using the Bulk Upload Manager, select it using the dialog box that opens, and clicking Submit. If the submission was accepted, you will see Transaction Uploaded Successfully in the Upload Status indicator here. Should a file be rejected by the system, you'd be prompted with an error message here describing what the error was and how to fix it. Now let's view our submitted transactions. By clicking the View Transactions button on the main menu. As we've seen before, this is a list of our recent submissions. This page also allows you to delete transactions. This is useful if a submission was made in error or if a submission contained error within the data. Of note, you will only be able to delete submissions made within the last 24 hours. We ask that you review your submissions from this page each time you submit in order to catch any erroneous submissions and to maintain the integrity of the data. Lastly, the View, Edit, Organization button will allow anyone to upload or update changes to their account information. We ask that you utilize this page anytime your contact information might change. This concludes our tutorial today. Should you have any questions, we ask that you contact our office at 802-828-2339 and ask to speak with Chief Skylar Genest or Director Martin Prevost for assistance with the reporting tool. We thank you for your time today and appreciate your diligence in reporting your break open ticket data in the future.